Hey, assalamu alaikum everybody. What's up? What's everybody doing today? I just got home and I took off my hijab and everything, but as I thought about what I heard on the radio and what I've been seeing on the news about Shanquella Robinson's murder, um, I just threw my hijab back on. Like, let me make a video, like just like while I'm thinking about it. So this is kind of like off the top of my head. It's not anything that I thought about for like days, not a plan. So you know how you guys know how sometimes I start talking and I start getting really random. That might happen here, or I just might tell you a story time at the end. So stay tuned till the end. Um, as I listen to the radio talk about Shanquilla's uh, murder, I think about how I thought about how inside, like we all have some level of discernment. Most of us ignore it, right? Most of we ignore what's going on because this is how we're conditioned. We are conditioned to ignore red flags, and this is how a lot of times we end up in really bad spaces because we're ignoring the red flags because of how we're conditioned. It's really bad. So I thought about how she probably saw some red flags. She did. She didn't remove herself from the space because maybe she just she just didn't remove herself from the space. And this is just all coming from my thoughts. Like she probably got some feelings before she was actually murdered, like maybe I should go home or maybe I shouldn't come on this trip. You guys wonder how some people may, start maybe not liking the videos because I lean more spiritually now in the videos. Um, you guys know there are a lot of demonic spirits that go around that, well, you just look around, that get a hold of people and make them do some of the worst things. And then they're like out of control, you know? You guys, I'm taking a little pause. I don't want to be so emotional about something that is out of my control. It was out of really, yeah, it's out of my control. I mean, but a lot of people, I saw some comments saying people were jealous of her and what she had and things like that. You guys have to keep in mind, whether somebody has a lot of material items or not, people can still be jealous of you. They could be jealous of your personality. They could be jealous of how you look, just your features, your kindness, how you're able to face adversity at times where it's like they feel like you should be down, but your spirit is still up. People could be envious and jealous of just anything. It doesn't always have to be material items, and it could drive a person enough to want to cause you harm. Maybe not physical harm, but want to cause you harm or want to see you down or losing in some kind of way. Right? So I'm just saying all that because of the comments that I saw. Oh, she was a business lady, which is true. She was a businesswoman. And she took trips often. They showed different pictures of her on different vacations and things like that. It's a lot of wicked spirits that go around, and like I told you guys before, they easily enter people because so many people they're not fully, they're not fully, because they're not fully submitted in God. So it's very easy for dirty spirits to just get in a person and make them behave in a way that they did and take that lady's life. And people always like, young lady, this lady, I don't care what her age was. I don't Even if it was a guy, I don't care what his age was. That was not right. You don't just understand. Yes, that was her time to go. I do understand that, but I just wanted to make a point of saying a lot of dirty spirits just roaming the earth, just consuming people's bodies and just making people just straight evil. We like to always say mental illness this, mental illness that. No, just straight evil. So, I don't remember what else. I don't even know what else I was going to say about that, but And when you are in relationship with God, and that's what God cares about the most, your relationship with Him. That He doesn't care what your physical, your reality looks like. He cares about your relationship with Him, right? I always say this. Um, when you are in a strong relationship with God, He puts your discernment on. He gives it to you really, really strong. He gives you wisdom and discernment, and it's really strong. Because remember, in the beginning of the video, I said she probably may have had some feelings of this was maybe I should turn around, not come on a trip. She may have gotten those. God always He talks to us all the time. She may have even gotten those feelings or those thoughts, but it may not have been strong enough for her to go out, get out of the trip, because what happened with her? Like, there's no words for that. When your discernment is really, really strong, you don't care how you look. You don't care what they think of your reasoning for why you changed your mind or why you went. You just don't go. You don't go, and you don't care about these, whether you consider them friends or not. You don't care about they care that you changed your mind. You're not going to go on a trip. You follow your discernment, and you follow the spirit of what God is laying on your spirit. Go this way, go that way, do this, don't do that. That's what you go with, because you're in a real relationship with God. You have a true friendship with Him, and you know Him as your creator, and you're gonna listen to Him as much as you can, the best way that you know how, and He carries you from there. It doesn't matter if you're making mistakes and stumbling on the way. He doesn't care about that. He does not care about those little things like that, you know. So um let me tell you guys a story time. I know. Oh wait, let me. I did see. I watched a video of her parents, and yeah, I know that's. I'm sure that's not easy. Um, I know people are saying, justice for Shanquilla. God is going to justly handle everybody in the situation who was a part of it, no matter if they stood by and said or did nothing at all. Whether they, doesn't matter. They will get what's coming to them, and it's not up to a person to try and get vengeance on them and things like that. God is going to handle them accordingly. So let me tell you guys a story time. This one is not even like a. Anyways, let me just tell you guys. I went to. It was around 6 o'clock in the evening, so it's dark by now. It had been dark probably 30, maybe 30, 40 minutes. Because I needed to drop something off at somebody's house. She left it at my house, and she asked me, she's like, oh, well, on your way home, can you drop this off at me? Of course, I put it in my car, and on my way home, I was going to drop it off. I was dropping it off to her. It was maybe 6 in the evening. Um, in the parking lot, I'm parked outside waiting for her to come to the car to get her items, and there I see parked behind me. It was dark by this time, guys. The I don't even know what to call him. The murderer, who was they had a warrant out for his arrest. I saw him on the news weeks ago. I recognized him parked behind me. So creepy, and I'm getting like chills even talking about it. He was a man, and there were 16 bodies found in his apartment, and I'm saying weeks ago, maybe more than a month ago. Anyways, anyways, um, creepy. He's parked behind me, a couple of car spaces behind me, and um, so I call the lady, and I'm like, "Are you on your way now?" And she's like, "Oh, like I need like 10 minutes." So I'm just like, I didn't know what to tell her. I didn't want to panic her or anything. So I'm just like, okay. And so she's like, hold on, I'm gonna put you on speaker. So I'm like, okay, great, I'll hold and I'll be on speaker just in case I need to pull out of this lady's parking lot really quick. He was wearing a wig, the same wig that they showed a picture of him in. He's wearing a wig, and he's like stroking his wig, like pulling on the hair of it and staring directly at me. I'm looking in my rearview mirror, looking directly at him. I know not to get out of the car. So I say, my phone is still on speaker, so I say to the person, I guess she's a friend. I feel like I don't have friends, but like I know people. Anyways, Um, so I tell her, I'm like, don't come downstairs. I'm like, is your husband home? And I'm like, and she says yes. So I'm like, send him for it. Like, and she thought that was weird because she knows I never asked for anyone's husband to come and get it. And she's like, why? Is everything okay? I'm like, it's nighttime and I see this creepy person parked behind me. So I don't want you to come downstairs and walk to the car, come to the back of the car, go to the trunk, get it. I was like, that's no. And I was sure that it was him. I was very sure. You know what's so funny? I feel like in the beginning of my journey, you guys, God opens your eyes to so many things that you would have otherwise like never recognized, never known, never thought about, never anything. It just wouldn't have. And you know, I'm slightly smiling, but to be honest, most of the things that I've seen, I wish I had never seen them. It's very easy and comfortable to live in ignorant bliss, like to just not know. It's comfortable. Why do you guys? Why do you think so many people stay in awful situations? They're comfortable in their pain. They're comfortable in the awful situation, and they know if they move out of it, it's going to cause more discomfort. Along with the fact that you don't know what's coming up next. That's why people stay in like really awful situations. I was there. I was there. I did not want to be out of my terrible situation because I was comfortable with it and I knew what to expect. And think about terrible marriages, how they go on for years and years and years. People are comfortable being in that pain. So they're comfortable being in their discomfort in wrong things happening to them. So anyways, you see how I just go off kind of like on a tangent, but I want you guys to watch my videos and get something from it. I don't only want to have story times and you're just not getting anything from it. That's not what my channel's about. I don't want people to just be airheads just listening to old stories of what used to happen to me and then be comfortable and go right to the next video. People need to learn something from this, and so yeah, I want to give a little value as well. So yeah, so she was like, okay, like I don't know why you want him to come to your car. You know how ladies get. Anyways, so I told her, I'm like, there's somebody really creepy sitting behind me, and just let your husband come and get, what your whatever it is. Let your husband come and get it. Um, so it took 2 seconds. He came. He came to the car. He got what they needed from the car, and on my way driving out. So I was telling her like I didn't trust him. I said I think it's the guy from the news. Um, so on my way out, 2 lights down. I don't live that far from her. 2 lights down. I see an officer, and the officer's looking at me. You know, it's nighttime, and officers sometimes they can really appear to be nosy because I feel like they're always looking around, looking for something. So I roll my window down, and I tell him, I'm like, the guy that's wanted, that's on the news. I said I'm like 99% sure that it's him sitting in that parking lot. I was like, he was parked behind me. He really gave me the creeps, and the officer's looking at me like, why are you telling me this? I don't not want to deal with this. So anyways, he's in a left lane. He makes a U-turn. I can still see down, so he turns down. I make a U-turn and I park in the Walgreens parking lot, and I see he went right in that parking lot. And I guess he went to check it out, but I wasn't going more than that to find out if he did or not. Don't know what happened after that. I wasn't brave enough to even, and I never would, because even when I think about it now, I would never even pull up to any car situation. I don't, anyways. I'm not that one to go that far to find out what happened after that. So yeah, that was a little short story time. I'm pretty sure it was the one. I'm sure it was. And I think I was saying to that, like, in your walk with God, with going through a lot of hardships, sometimes He makes you very sharp in areas where you were not very sharp before. Because before, I can't even imagine even. I don't know. I walked around blindly, just because my life was more regular then. It wasn't. It was regular then. It was like I feel like it was like the average person's life, I guess. But then after going through a ton of hardships, a lot of spiritual warfare, a lot, and then trying to um, just stay strong, spiritually. Just trying and staying strong and staying like really on top of my prayers and keeping a relationship with God because it's more than just praying. Remember I told y'all before, praying is more like surface level. A lot of people pray. They pray, and even some people who pray, you guys see all the time, ministers or leaders of communities getting in trouble all the time. Those are people that pray. but their spiritual connection is weak. And so this is what keeps them in a lot of trouble. And then God ends up exposing their worst secrets to the world because they are not having a relationship with Him, and they're going too far, saying one thing and doing another thing. So just wanted to jump on here. You guys, I might record over here all the time. I'm liking the way this looks. I don't know if I said in the beginning of the video, I'm just sorting out some things to give to the women's shelter and sorting out the other things that the women's shelter doesn't accept. So I'm just going to take it to Goodwill, or I might drive down to Salvation Army, where they have a free store for people who are registered and signed up for like the free store. Anyway, there's so many places you can donate to. But yeah, I'm just sorting all this out. But I kind of like this corner, and I like the lighting, so I might record over here all the time. I don't know. But let's see. Oh, 15 minutes, y'all. I might make my videos 3 and 4 days apart, a week apart. But when I get to talking, the videos a lot of times are really long. So, take care. I don't know if I want to say I hope you enjoyed the story time, but I certainly hope you learned something from this video. And I'm going to go on about the rest of my day. You guys take care and stay safe.